Okay. You, Stixay, both doing that. Froggen in school to become an air traffic controller. What is it about League players in aviation?
I mean, in some ways, flying is like a game.
Hey everyone, Travis Gafford here for this episode of State of the, pros. Unks. I guess that's what we're doing today. We're talking to a bunch of unks, and I'm here getting the pleasure of chatting and hanging out with these wonderful gentlemen that are here. The team balance is not great, I think. I only see that one CLG member showed up. Yeah, exactly. We're going to have to figure that out. I figured what we would do, because maybe there's some people who don't know some of you, because you're all so old like myself, we could go through and introduce each of you, and you could talk about what teams you played on for the LCS, or in some cases even before the LCS, and what years you played on that. So why don't you start us off, Zionspartan, and then eventually Darshan.
Literal unk, actually. My brother had a kid, and he's 1 year old now. So
congratulations.
I'm an actual uncle. My first team, technically Monomaniac, went to LCS, then Team Coast, then I went to Dignitas with Shifter, then to CLG, and then I was on CLG for like quite a while. Then I played Tier 2 for a while on Golden Guardians Academy, Cloud9 Academy, and then I was basically done, and then 100 Thieves, General Sniper got sick, so then I played on 100 Thieves Academy for like a month. Yeah. And then that was basically, I won like Disguised Toast tournament. I got 4th place in the Double If Retirement tournament, and then is this a tournament?
Yes, perfect. This goes on the wiki, I think.
Okay, yeah, I think that's my list.
What was the last? Okay, not counting the 100 Thieves. What was the last year you played in the LCS?
2019, maybe.
2019. Okay.
I think so.
Somewhere around 6 or 7 years ago. Okay,
yeah.
Odd one.
Okay, my team list is easier. I think it was just me and 4 friends in like 2010, and then I was in Haters Make Us Famous with Locust, who went to Dig. I think Classic went to Riot, and then I think apparently Corn the Locust, our mid laner, went to be a football player, so I don't know what he is. But after that, 2011 onwards until 2014 was TSM.
All right, Hauntzer.
So I was on Gravity, first year in the LCS.
The leather jackets.
In 2015, leather jackets. We came up through the relegation. I think, expansion system? I think the league expanded from 8 to 10.
Yeah.
And then we were fighting for that spot with like Team Coast. Not Darshan's Coast, but a different Coast. Yeah. And then 2016 to 2019, I believe, or 2018 was like TSM. And then I went to Golden Guardians for 2 years, all the way to 2020. Then went to TSM Academy, and then to Shopify.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So your last year playing in the LCS?
I think 2022 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not as long as some others, you know.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally Xpecial.
I was on TSM 2011 with TheOddOne, and then Curse turned into Liquid, and then Apex turned into Dignitas, and then P1 for a bit, and then Golden Guardians Academy, and then went to Collegiate. And that was for a few years as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, part of the fun of this is just hearing a bunch of team names that I've not heard in a long time. Like I obviously, if I needed to think of a bunch, I could. But like just hearing Gravity or P1 or all these names get dropped, it's kind of crazy. All right, so we just did the show match a second ago. I know I asked this a little bit on stage, but now that we have kind of like freedom for you guys to all talk freely, what was it like for you to get hit back up to come out for this, and coming out, seeing people, all that type of thing?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I feel like it's cool to. Because League Classic was kind of like when I first started playing League. I wish they had a Kali. That was like the one I really wanted to play, but they didn't have her in. It's just fun to play some of the things you can't play anymore because it just doesn't exist. So it's kind of, I think Hauntzer is saying trip down memory lane. I feel like this, and also the Double If Retirement tournaments, is like trip down memory lane. Nice to see like what people are up to now, and kind of, this one was really awesome because we actually got to be in the LCS stage, a full LCS stage. I don't know if you come out and like how full it is, but it was like nice to see like a bunch of people still here for a League Classic game.
Yeah. Well, I think they were out here not just for League Classic game, but for you guys. Like there were so many people who were just excited to see you. Is that okay? This is something I kind of touched on in some of the conversations I had with folks at the Double Lift thing. But now here, is it weird to kind of like don the moniker again? Because like, you know, I know Hauntzer. You're probably not going by Hauntzer these days, you know, or like Xpecial. You've been Alex, I'm sure, for the last couple of years. So like, is it weird to come out and have the pseudonym and the title come back on you?
Funny enough, I think at least for myself, I think for maybe many of us as well, we're kind of almost more used to that. Like all of our adult life has been with that moniker. So in a way, it's like, you know, dusting off the old super suit, putting it back on. It's like, honey, I'm ready, you know? So to me, I didn't really think about that, but I mean, it's fun. I mean, I don't think any of us came here and thinking like it wasn't going to be fun. We had a good time, you know, regardless win, lose, like it's so fun to see all these faces and play League on stage, fed everybody, and having people still enjoy that.
Any thoughts, Hauntzer?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit surreal because at my flight school, no one knows me as that, except for a very few people, and they like to make fun of me by like saying, "Hey, Hauntzer, how you doing?" I'm like, "No, don't do that. Like, it's kind of cringe, you know." No one knows that here, but you know, being back here, it definitely feels more normal.
They don't have call signs that you can use there. They're not going to use Hauntzer there.
No, it's not like Top Gun where they give you a nickname.
OddOne, you're still doing some streaming, right?
Yes, to stream.
So at least for you, this is probably maybe walking back onto stage is pretty crazy, but the name is not that different.
Yeah, I'm still the odd one. Like Darius still never calls me Brian, for instance. I never call him Marcus. I still called him Xpecial, even though I know he's Alex. But I had to call him Kevin because everyone else was calling him Kevin. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll call him Kevin for this game. But
You still hang out with Darius?
we see each other occasionally at like Twitch cons and stuff. But he wants to run a League Classic again. So yeah, so we might be doing more games of it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody should start organizing like the online tournaments or something like that, just especially once it launches, to come out and kind of just play with each other again.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Bring it back, go for lol.
Oh, no.
Honestly, you could, right? Like, I mean, I guess we don't know the full details yet. They just announced it. I think there's an article up on the website, but you could just sign up for the Go for LOL, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How much time do you have right now? Do you like? I know. Okay,
I have infinite time.
you
don't
have
worry.
infinite time. So OddOne's good, but like with the rest of the three of you, are you super busy with real life obligations now?
I mean, it's crazy for me because like I like didn't even set up my desktop. Like I've had like a lot of periods where I'm not even on my computer for months, which is like crazy to go from a period of just like 6 days a week or 7 days a week a lot of time, like 10 to 12 hours a day, like sitting there to like not being at my computer at all is kind of like very 180. So I like if there's like a Go for Law thing, I might hop on. But yeah, I think it's nice to have a change of pace because I think I was like basically so much of my life was just sitting there playing a game only.
How about you guys?
I feel like it's definitely not as much time to play. There's just a lot of studying, a lot of flying. And it takes up a lot of time of the day, and it's more exhausting than I thought it'd be. So when I come home, it's like I don't really want to queue up ranked and then start raging at my teammates, you know, something like that, you know, because it takes a lot of energy to do that. And then I also don't want to play ranked if I can't like give it my all, you know. Yeah. So I've mainly just been playing like really chill stuff like ARAM Mayhem or TFT, where you're not super invested, you can still have fun, but yeah, if League Classic comes out and they release some fun champions like Aurelia, Swain, I might go on that.
Your Swain was crazy.
I loved Swain back then.
It's funny you mentioned ARAM Mayhem. Like Elimination went to that Double Lift retirement home tournament, and then I saw him post, I think either yesterday or today, that he's like made a website because he's gotten super sucked into ARAM Mayhem and is playing with his girlfriend a ton. And I was like, here's like some builds that I've been thinking about or whatever. So it's kind of cool. We should also say, by the way, for anybody that missed the broadcast earlier, that you are studying to become a pilot. So when you were talking about flight school and all that type of stuff, that's what's going on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You, Stixay, both doing that. Froggen in school to become an air traffic controller. What is it about League players in aviation?
I mean, in some ways, flying is like a game. You're just depending on how you're flying, but how the airlines do it is like you're just staring at the screen. You're staring at your instruments, and it's like you're playing a game. So the transition was actually pretty easy, because I'm like, all right, I'm so used to looking at a screen, controlling with my hands, and it felt really natural. And I've also played like flying games like way back in the day, you know, like Crimson Skies. Like these are really old games where you're just like a plane like flying and shooting down other people. Obviously, I'm not shooting down other people, but
It's a different type of flying.
the aspect of flying was like kind of intuitive. Yeah.
Out of I did you see any of the stuff after the Double F retirement home where people were talking about how great it is that now if NA goes to a tournament in Europe, Froggen can help guide them back to the airport and back home. Both of you in the cockpit could be flying
I mean,
flying North America home after we lose in Europe for some random
yeah,
team.
that'd be hilarious. I mean, I'd love to fly them home because it seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I get paid a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll talk to Mark and see if we could arrange some sort of private transit. Maybe we need a sponsorship from whatever airline is coming in. I've talked a little bit to some of the pros who've left the scene and are doing other things, but one of the things that has come up a lot is that sort of moment where you realize, okay, maybe I was working with a team doing some coaching, or maybe I was doing tier 2 stuff or whatever, but now my league time has ended and I have to figure out what's next. And there's like a weird kind of, for some people, anxiety, some people freeing, some people just like don't know what else to do because maybe they went straight from high school or college straight into this. Have any of you dealt with this, and was it spooky or interesting or freeing?
Yeah, you can go. You can go.
No, you go, bro.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll go first. No, yeah, I think it's very true that like a lot of times it's like if you sat there playing computer games, you don't necessarily have a lot of transferable skills, and I'm definitely not an exception in that. So I think it is like some people can like make a career in streaming and things like that, or they go to coaching, or they find a job in the space. For me, I kind of just like needed a break. Like after 10 years of league, I just need to like relax for a while. So I did that, and like lately I kind of have been doing that. Like I met with like some school counselors, like talked about, hey, what are other careers look like? What do other things look like? What are my other passions? I've looked a lot into like music and dance. I could like barely move my body like a couple years ago, so I was kind of like, you know what? Like I want to be comfortable in my body. So like learning how to dance and like partner dance with other people while being like a socially awkward nerd is like, that was like trial by fire. It was not very comfortable, but like I'm grateful I did it. So it's like kind of like exploring like the more normal other parts of life. And like, I mean, I'm 31 now, so it's like there's probably like another 50 years alive, maybe like 20 to 30 years working. Like what I feel like it's kind of like a never ending thing, right? Like sometimes you can have one career, sometimes you're like a 2-3. For me, like my head's kind of like, I'm going to try and full send a music career. And if that fails, then I'll just do a normal job.
Yeah, I think for me, the hard part of it was being an LCS player just becomes like your identity. And when you're done playing, you're like, you just don't know what to do anymore. And like Darshan, I had to take like a few months off to think like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Because you can't play League for your whole life. At least unless you're streaming, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But I didn't like streaming that much, if you could tell already. Yeah, also I was really confused about how I wanted to take, my first few steps outside of being a pro, like looking at what career options there are, what interests me. It's really hard to find something that interests you after you're done playing pro, because it's such like a high dopamine environment, whether it's playing on stage or competing with your friends and teammates or interacting with fans. Like those are things that a lot of people don't get to see normally. And yeah, just moving on from that was pretty tough in the beginning for sure.
I mean, yeah, definitely tough. Like all these guys are saying, when you are playing professional, it's very easy to know what your day is going to look like. Every day is league, and if you're not playing league, sometimes you even feel guilty. And so going from that 365 days in a year to not really any league, that took a few months, and I think I probably played and was associated with league even longer than some of the guys here, because I did collegiate for a while, and yeah, I was talking to Chaucer too, and it's like it's not easy to go from gaming to like a normal corporate job, and I'm really happy to see guys like Medios and High who have found their footing, especially at Riot. But it's not true for a lot of the guys, and I mean that's why we do enjoy events like this where we get to have some fun again, and I'm excited to see where Classic takes us, where future Riot games, all their different things. I think for a lot of us, like League is no longer our number one passion, but we still like to see it do well.
What do you all miss most?
I miss like hanging out with people, because like a lot of the teams I was on, like half my career was in gaming houses. So it's just nice to like hang out with people after, and it's kind of like college dorm vibes, or like you're kind of just friends with everyone. And it's just like, I feel like that's my favorite part about playing, is just like the camaraderie, the like experiences you have with people. And some of them I like still carry with me. And it's just like, yeah, it's nice, because I don't have that as easily today with like my job or my work. I mean, I hang out with family and friends and stuff, but like you can't beat that. Like it's just fun to like have like your team be your friends, or like not be your friends sometimes, because things aren't going well, and you have all these like crazy stories and fun times. I mean, also a lot of times you're just playing computer games, but like it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I think it's great because they're like all shared experiences that you have. So it makes it a lot more special, like these team houses or something dumb that happens, but it's like a shared experience. So you can always laugh on it like years down the line. Yeah.
I will say though, like, doesn't it also in a way, at least for me, I felt like when you're not on the team anymore, it can almost feel like that friendship is not the same. You know what I mean? Like, I think, I mean, there's a quote that I've heard where it talks about how closeness is the most important factor when it comes to friendships. So when you don't have a closeness anymore, I mean, for example, like I haven't really talked to a lot of my like ex-Korean teammates. Not that I don't like them or we weren't friends when we were playing, but we were only on a team together as friends when we're on the team. And now it's like I don't know how I feel about that. It does feel in a way like it does feel a little sad, but at the same time, maybe that's just the natural way of pro gaming and how all these teams are. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. I
think you're right. I think a lot of us like. I feel like I could like pick, like I met Stixay and like I talk to him like maybe once a year, or like if that, like the years will go by and you don't say anything, but it's like we kind of picked up where we left off. But it like, I agree with you. It's kind of sad too, because it's just like sometimes you have these good relationships, but like as gamers, or maybe just like me included, like I feel like me and a lot of my teammates, we just kind of doing our own thing, like life goes on kind of thing. But yeah, it's bittersweet.
Right. Because I mean, I've had people often ask me, it's like, oh, do you still hang out with Darius or TheOddOne? And I'm just like, I honestly haven't seen them in a couple of years, but am I supposed to? Like, I don't really know. Yeah.
Who do you all miss? No one is what I really.
I miss a lot of it. Afro. Yeah. Afro's cool. He's doing his own thing now. I mean, a lot of my teammates. I feel like, honestly, like it's really wholesome to see people too, like Kevin and stuff like that, and Xpecial. Like it's nice to see people that like I played against Hauntzer in top lane for so long. So it's kind of like it's wholesome to like see us like a lot of people that you like not only played with on a team, but against the Rift, like growing up and like living different parts of life. It's kind of like high school reunion, but for like a video game. Like even Travis, like his hair got longer, my hair got cut off. Like we're all like growing in different ways.
Anybody else that you guys think back to, or that maybe you have kept in touch with?
I still talk a lot with Svenskeren. We hang out pretty regularly, play pickleball, just catch up on life and stuff. I haven't talked to Bjergsen in a while. I know he's going through some health stuff right now, so I'm wishing him the best. But like Darshan said, just these opportunities to meet a lot of people who you talked to a lot, like back then, like even just catching up with Peter, it's crazy how life's affected us like after we're done playing. And it's also really interesting to see how people go their different paths. I think, you know, it kind of inspires me to work harder. And yeah, it's fun seeing where people go.
Are there memories that you look back on? Anything that you, because I'm sure there's got to be some reminiscing at times, especially in moments like this. So I don't know if there's like, oh, that one tournament was really it, or if there was like a world's trip, or even something that's unrelated directly to the game, but like something, a moment that you shared with the team that you think of sometimes, or you wish you could go back to.
I mean, it's hard to pick one because in
So
early
many.
LCS, we'd travel like to different cities. So it was like, it didn't blur together. I feel like when I played like LCS, it started blurring together because you just go to the studio. But the season 2 memories are like more vivid because we would go all over Europe or whatever to MLGs. I know you guys went to like Raleigh. That one, but so I'm assuming, yeah, you'd remember that one. But yeah, it's usually most of the travel memories that are pretty good because they don't really blur together. Unlike, like we had, I think first LCS split was it like 24 games? It was something really high.
Yeah.
We had
Back in
super
2013,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like 5 games over 2 days some weeks.
We had to
But-
fly down too for myself.
Yeah. We had to take a flight from San Jose like every week with C9.
That's
so.
right, because at TSM, there was like, you guys were sponsored by
Logitech.
and so they wanted you guys up in the Bay.
Yeah.
That lasted about 1 year, and then I think you guys were down
I think
here,
one
right?
split.
One split,
What,
maybe?
maybe
Yeah.
It was
year.
It was a year.
A year.
Yeah, because
Maybe
then
a
in
split for whatever
2014
year.
we went to Santa Monica. Yeah.
I mean, I remember, I mean, mostly the season 2 stuff most vividly, but there was a IEM Gamescom, I believe. We got second place to CLG, actually. And then we're like, I think we were outside, like, eating Subway. And this is during OddOne's, like, no vegetable era. And we were like, we're doing a gaming house. Like, we're going. And then OddOne was like, I got one more semester left. I can't do it. And then, you know, look at him now. He's living the life. You never finished, right?
No, I haven't finished yet. hey, it's really bad for computer science right now anyway. So
Oh, that's true.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, you had a couple years, you know,
Yeah, I had
after
a
else.
couple years
you
that I could have done it.
Yeah, not Dyrus almost burning down the house. That's not
I
the.
still remember that vividly. Yeah, we even have footage of it. So yeah.
Yeah. How about during the LCS years? I don't know, Darshan or Hauntzer, if there's anything that stands out to you. Even crazy memories.
There's a lot, probably some not worth sharing on here, but the ones that immediately come to mind is like for me, 2015 MSG, that whole Worlds trip to. I mean, it was just surreal to win like a first championship in like Madison Square Garden in front of like 10,000 people. Rick Fox gave us some like speech and like, yeah. I mean, just being able to Double F's trophy case was empty before that, and that whole meme. And also 2016 MSI run for me was like also very iconic. Just like seeing Stixay Caitlyn firsthand and like Huhi with the Aurelion Soul, dude. Huhi is insane. I feel like Huhi Aurelion Soul does not get enough like credit. Like that guy was like a menace. Like the fact that we were able to take down Faker with that thing, and like the comeback from like down 17,000 gold against RNG. That I think that like clip. Kobe's voice, like I never doubted them, always gets replayed. I feel like achievement-wise, or those kind of come to mind, but I think a lot of the small moments are wholesome. Like CLG used to have like a compound, and we had like a huge, like we had like a pool and like all that stuff. So hanging out there with the guys was fun. I would get like tacos with Zix or Tony a lot. Afro loved like burgers and fries, so I'd always get that with him. Yeah, I don't know. It was just good vibes.
I do miss the team houses because of how ridiculous they were. Like I will always remember that Riot had sent a bunch of posters of like splash art and stuff like that to players, and then because the players would move into houses where they were just like really big, nice houses where you were expected to put up your own like shades and blinds, and no one would do that. People would just take the posters and tape them over the windows to stop the light from coming in to the gaming room or into the bedroom or something like that. Like doing those house tours back in the day with you guys was like,
we were degenerates. You definitely did not want to see the inside of some of those gaming houses.
Yeah, it was so easy to just make such great content out of it because I'd just be like, okay, what are we doing here? And then eventually got to the point in time where like the team owners, like enough it was no longer just the players trying to manage the team, the teams. It was like big investors, and so they would be like, "Okay, well, we're gonna do a house tour. We got to come in and like clean everything out." But like I was thinking about the CLG house where like it was just everybody like had their gaming PCs set up in the entryway, and then the rest of the house had like no furniture, and they were just mattresses on the ground in the rooms. It was like a
Yeah.
house that probably costs $8,000 to rent a month in Burbank, and there's just nothing in it. It looks like you guys are squatters. It's just it was a very different time for sure. Yeah. How about you, Hauntzer? Any fond memories?
I think some of my favorite memories are just that of us traveling together, whether it be for Korean boot camp or to a tournament or going somewhere for like a sponsor thing. It's just, I think traveling with people, you always learn more about that person. And especially when we're in that tight knit group and we're traveling to a country we've pretty much never been to. Like, I think we went to like Poland once, and then obviously going to Korea, it's like everyone's experiencing a new country and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. What do you want to do? Okay, let's get McDonald's. You know, it's like going the safe option, and then you also get out there exploring. So I think those memories are probably the ones I remember the best, for sure.
I think that ironically, I think we underappreciated the places we went to when we were playing. We would be like, I can't wait to get back to my PC. And now we're like, oh, if we had a couple more days, it would have been nice. But that's just not how your mentality is as a pro. Like you're so focused on like winning and competing that it was actually a chore to travel. We actually hated it a lot of times. But then, now we're like, it's kind of nice. Yeah, I went to, Ukraine. We went to Germany a couple times. Sweden, obviously, for season 1. So many places that, we can point out to you on the map, and then like, oh, what do you see? It's like, some trees, some PCs.
Dude, people ask me, have you been to a lot of places? I'm like, yes, but like I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I've been to the UK, played in Wembley, and then did I get to experience anything else? No. Korea, it's like just boot camp.
It's so funny you say this because I was just talking to Peter, who just got back from MSI, and then he also went to Paris afterwards for the other event. And he was like, I was like, how was it? And he goes, travel is, and I expected him to be like, just miserable or it sucks or whatever. And he's like, it's so awesome. And it's just like so different than like the double lift that I knew competing over the years, because it was just like, I just want to come back and like get my DoorDash order from my place, like it's very funny to see how people mature and like learn how to appreciate things that they weren't able to appreciate in the past or that they didn't appreciate. So that makes a lot of sense.
I want to ask you a question, Travis, actually, if you don't mind. I'm curious, like, how it's been for you seeing, like, the transition of LCS and, like, about your career, kind of, like, how you start. I don't know how much, if we can get into this, but I'm genuinely curious, and I feel like you actually have a lot of fans. Like, I feel like the people want to know.
I mean, I have been, it was an interesting thing for me over my career because I was always there. I was just, like, players would come and go, and then I'd suddenly, this player would not get picked up by a team, and I'd never hear from them again. And then we wouldn't even do a retirement interview, like most of the time. Every now and then somebody would. And then they'd just be gone. And then there'd be a new group of people at Media Day that I'd have to interview. And like, okay, well, now this person's here, and I got to figure out what their deal is and if they're funny, if they're not, if they're thoughtful, if they have long answers. And so it was interesting to kind of go through and experience that over the generations. But yeah, you get to a point in time where you're like, I love this. Like, I am excited for League Classic, and it's so fun to come in and do this type of thing. But it's also like, who's the next generation who's ready to like pick this up and do content and all that stuff? I see Mrs. Chim Chim doing stuff and Mahir doing stuff and all these other folks, Drew. And like, it is nice to see other people pick up the banner as I like look to do other things in life. Having weekends back is very nice. I don't know if you all get to enjoy that, but it is nice whenever you are like, actually, the very funny thing is I am now like in a really great relationship, and I'll tell you that LCS makes it a struggle to find a partner because they're working a 9 to 5, and then you are working on the weekends, and so it is nice to take a step back and like experience other things. Even though I love LCS, I'm excited to go to Worlds, and it's so great to come back to the studio and talk to everybody and all that stuff. So yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. I'm glad that all of us have found fun things to get into. I guess, especially since this was about League Classic and we were getting a chance to see you all play it here. Any advice that you have as a bit of a right turn to the people who might not have experienced League of Legends back in the day, or might not be able to connect with some of the stories here, but are like going to be playing League Classic for the first time in just a short time?
I think just give yourself the freedom to experiment. I think there's a lot. I mean, some things are clearly very broken, but I feel like there's a lot of fun builds and things to try. Like, I feel like Nidalee top or like Pantheon is ridiculous, man. Like you were, I was like tank Cho'Gath and you were one-shotting me. Like I did not, you were one-shotting my whole team. I did not I feel like there's a lot of crazy things you just don't expect. So it's fun to like try, like feel something new. And like, I think, like the age of like internet and stuff, like you kind of can find out a lot of things. I think like discovering things is really fun. So maybe like don't know that much.
Well, did you see that they announced that they're not going to, I think I just saw this, yes, or maybe in Freaks patch notes or something like that, that like they are not going to be making a lot of that data. Because right now you could just go and find like, oh, this is the winning build on, in 55% of the games or something like that. They're going to like not have any of that out there. So to your point, people will just have to figure it out.
I think that's awesome. I miss when people would just have terrible builds. Like I feel like when I come on now, everyone's like got the best in-slot item because based on stats. Like I think it's cool that like people have to actually discover what to build, what to skill max, what runes. Because like then people try crazy things and like everything isn't optimized. I think that's kind of like some of the fun parts about League too that League Classic brings back for me is like all the like the grassroots part of when I started playing League and like things not only in terms of the game but just like the scene was kind of like very like more moldable, and so I think being able to, I think that's one of the beautiful parts about League Classic is like give yourself that experience of like something that isn't figured out. Hopefully.
I'm kind of curious how Riot's is going to do that, because I think one of the big problems back then is you couldn't access that data. But nowadays with AI, like obviously there's no API access, which is what you guys are referring to, with win rates and all that stuff. But you can still kind of scrape that data. So I don't know if they're going to like do much about that. But I do think by not having that, you have a lot more room for creators to be like, hey, like I'm the Maokai guy. Like you got the Bill, like Guardsman Bob. Like, I don't know. These are old names, but like there's people who followed these guys because they were like the pioneers of these champions and these builds. And so I don't know if people are going to respond the same way as they did in 2010, 2011. But I mean, it's worth giving it a try.
Yeah, I hope the community can embrace it, because obviously people can try and figure out weird ways to like report, oh, I had this win or whatever with this build or something like that. But I hope that people can sort of learn to like live in the moment. Are you going to be streaming it on one?
Yeah, I'll be streaming it.
Yeah.
'Cause,
What are you looking forward to playing the most on stream?
maybe when Season 4 Jungle comes back, so at least Kazakhs aren't in right now, but they'll be added, yeah. So.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, especially, I don't know if Meteos, I know Hai said he got to play some of it. I wonder if Meteos is getting some of that in, because I'm sure he'll have opinions on Elise.
Yeah. Because, there's no Zach yet, so, stuff like that.
You can't play the game then,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, have you guys seen, like, I don't know if you guys follow, like, WoW Classic at all. I haven't played personally, but I saw that they did a WoW Classic Plus. And basically, they're going to push Classic away from the retail route, where instead of, you go through, like, their expansions, they have a completely new set of expansions. I would think that if, for Classic to be successful, they would have to do something similar. Like, you're not going to, like, eventually release, like, Milio and, like, all these other new champions. Not going to rework a bunch of these champions, right? So I wonder if Riot's route, I'm sure they probably are, is let's see how Classic does, and if it does well, like we'll actually invest and actually go down a more like unique path. And I think for those who are excited about the idea of League kind of going back to a more, I mean, we say like a lot of like new builds, but I think there's actually less variety in Classic, not just because of the number of champions, but just like pure item builds. When you look at like what's popular in Pro these days, it's like you got a Kali bot, you got Victor bot. Like you're not gonna have this in Classic. So I don't know what the direction is, but like it's a very different feel than live, and I think you have to lean on that. I think you have to like, this is gonna be way different from live, and I think in another way actually pushes retail, a League, to be a little different in its own way. Like we have the freedom to make this as crazy as we want. So I'm curious.
No, I'm very excited to see what they do, and I imagine for them a lot of it, to your point, is just like we're going to figure this out and see how it gets adopted and all that type of stuff. So, well, I think we are winding down here on the episode. I wanted to give you all a chance to say something. I know, Zion, I had an opportunity to ask you on stage a little bit ago, but like anything that any of the four of you want to say to any of the viewers who supported you over the years, who tuned in for this match, etc. OddOne, you want to kick us off?
I mean,
You can promote your Twitch stream.
sure. Nah, I still stream on Twitch, but thanks for everyone for showing up, even though it's been a while for me. But it was all good fun, and yeah, always nice having the support. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Hauntzer?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. I hope we can do more events like these. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, thank you for the support.
And if people see you or suspect that you're the person flying their plane, should they say hi or should they pretend they don't know you?
I mean, if they see me out in the wild, just say hi. Yeah, it's really fun to see fans. We don't, at least I don't get recognized as often as I did back in the day, and it's like good and bad. But whenever I do get recognized, it's always a nice moment to share with the fan, and it's a nice way of me remembering, like, oh, this is who I was like a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know.
I think just be genuine, everyone that's watching. Like, if you enjoy League, if you enjoy Classic, enjoy watching, like, don't be afraid to come up to us. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion. I think we're at a point in League where there's so many games out there. I think the feedback that we get, that people get for Riot and for League Classic, all this stuff, it's like, it actually means a lot. And so when we see all these fans come out and support, like, it makes LCS want to do this more. And so I mean, I think we have said this endlessly, but like, we appreciate all of you who put in all this time to follow us, and please continue to do so if you enjoy it. And if you don't, it's okay. You can say that too.
Zion, any final words here?
no, just thank you guys. It's been fun.
It's been very fun. It has been so cool to just sit down and chat with so many folks over the course of today, and to see everybody play and to see the crazy moments on screen that take me back so many years. So thank you all, and thank you everybody else for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, because if I don't say that, Mark will get very angry at me. So please subscribe if you aren't already, and leave a like and a nice comment, and maybe talk about what you're excited about with League Classic coming out, or what you enjoyed about the show match. But thanks, everyone. This has been Unks, and we'll catch you maybe in the future.